Hey everyone, today I'm going to take up a gripping and a fascinating story, The Enemy by Pearl S. Burke. Before I set forth narrating this engrossing story, I would like to talk about the author Pearl S. Burke. She has to her name the Pulitzer Prize for her marvelous work, The Good Earth, which was a best selling book of 1931. She is the first American woman to have won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1938. So let's take up this inspiring story, The Enemy. Let me talk something about the setting of the story because it's very important. At the backdrop is World War II going on. So we all know that how Japan attacked America's Pearl Harbor and how Americans retaliated, and the war is going on and America and Japan are at war. At the very outset of the story, we are introduced to Dr. Sadao Hoki, who is the central character of our story. He is a renowned surgeon and he lives near a coast with his family, a sea coast. And we get to know most of the doctors and surgeons in Japan are at front. But Dr. Sadao Hoki is staying at home because of the self-centered general named Takima. The story starts when Dr. Sadao is standing in his veranda and is remembering the beautiful memories of his childhood and what his father used to say about the islands nearby. He used to say, "Yonder they are the stepping stones to the future for Japan." So basically, yonder means that these islands would be quite instrumental in the success of Japan. Dr. Sadao, as he is lost in his own thoughts, is joined by his wife Hannah. And we get to know he had met Hannah in America and how he had fallen in love with her. He met her at an American professor's house who was very generous and kind towards these foreign students. Though he detested this place, that is the American professor's house, which was really small and the food was really bad, and this professor's wife was quite a garrulous, talkative woman, and how luckily Dr. Sadao had stumbled upon that day Hannah, who was a new student then. We are taken back again to the present, wherein Dr. Sadao and his wife are standing outside in the veranda and they see a body being washed ashore by the waves. They rush towards the shore and they think that it might be a fisherman, but later on discover that he was an American soldier from his tattered cap on which it was inscribed US Navy. They see that the man was basically bleeding profusely. The doctor gave the first aid by packing the wound with a sea moss. Now the doctor and his wife were in dilemma what to do because this person was from an enemy country. So they decide to put him back into the sea but couldn't muster the courage to do so. So ultimately they carry the body inside. Now Dr. Sadao was clouded with the thoughts that what would be the reaction of the servants and what will happen to his family if somebody gets to know that they have harbored an enemy. Dr. Sadao knew that he was endangering his family's life, but the doctor in him wanted to attend to the patient. So they carry this person in Sadao's father's room. So the first thing required was to clean the body of this POW, the prisoner of war. But Hannah felt quite repulsive about this patient, this man, this American. So she directed Yumi, the maidservant, to clean the POW. But when Yumi saw this white person, she declined to clean him. Meanwhile, the doctor had decided to operate on the POW. Now I'll be referring to the American as POW because he is the prisoner of war who has escaped from the prison. When doctor informs his wife about his decision to operate the POW, the wife was terrified and shocked beyond measure. The wife comes up with his apprehensions that what if the prisoner of war survives after the operation, what would happen? But the doctor didn't want, and he adds that this POW had extraordinary vitality to live. Had it been any other person in place of the POW, he would have succumbed to the injuries, the fatal injuries. When Sadao informs his servants about the presence of the POW in their house, the servants become defiant. The old gardener was quite an orthodox and a conventional man, and he puts it that if the master is going to save the POW, the sea and the gun would avenge themselves, as the gun had tried to wound the soldier and the sea also caught him and wounded him with its. And the cook thought that her master was really proud of his skill, that he never paid attention to whose life was he saving. Meanwhile, Hannah washes the upper part of the body of the POW, and the doctor was there to operate on him. When the doctor took out the packing which he had given as the first aid, the blood started to flow profusely. After the operation, when the POW regained his consciousness, he was terrified to find himself in a Japanese home. He was frightened at the prospect of what would happen to him after this. And this POW, that is Tom, voiced his fears and asked Dr. Sadao what would be his fate after he recovers. The doctor replied that he was also unclear about what he was going to do. But the doctor added that he ought to hand him to the police. After the POW had almost recovered, Dr. Sadao typed a letter to the chief of police narrating the whole incident and kept the unfinished letter in his drawer. Till this time, the servants had decided that they would be leaving the house. Though Hannah was shocked by the decision of the servants, but she didn't show it. One day, when Hannah was busy in her house chores, she was terrified to see a messenger come to the door in official uniform. She jumped to the conclusion that the messenger might have come to arrest Sadao because the servants might have reported the whole incident. But later, Hannah was relieved to find that the messenger had come to fetch Sadao as the general was not keeping well. When Sadao visits the general, he confides in the general the whole incident. As the general was quite self-centered and wanted the services of Sadao, he didn't want Sadao to be in any kind of trouble. And he promises Sadao that he would send his private assassins who would make no noise and they would even dispose of the body quietly without anybody knowing. So Sadao agreed to it. Sadao didn't want to divulge that the secret related to the private assassins to Hannah. Though Sadao was troubled, and how do we know that he was troubled? He refused to allow anything but reason to be atmosphere of his mind. He didn't want to dwell on that matter any longer so as to avoid any emotions. And the general had also suggested that he should leave open the outer partition of the white man's room so that assassins can come without any noise and do the job and leave. Sadao had a sleepless night, a restless night that night, because whenever he heard the rustling of footsteps or any kind of sound, a twig broken or a stone displaced in the garden, he would link it to the assassins coming and carrying the body. The next morning, when he went to the POW's room, he was all well and fine. So Sadao thought that the second night would be the night on which the assassins would arrive. On the second night, again he was restless. Whenever he heard any noise, he would wake up. But the next morning, again, the American was still there. So on the third night, when Sadao woke up startled, Hana also woke up. She wanted to find out what the noise was, but Sadao held her hand, and the terror which gripped Sadao infected Hana as well. Hana understood that there was something wrong, but quietly they crept back in bed. The next morning, the young man was there, the American was there, all hale and hearty. So Sadao decided that no longer can he bear this torturous moments and the restless nights. So he came up with a plan. When it was dark during the evening, he dragged a boat, put some food in it, bottled water, quilts. At night, he went to the stranger's, the POW's room and handed him a flashlight. He directed him to go to a nearby unguarded island and should stay till a Korean boat passed by so that he can escape in that. He also guided that in case he ran out of food, he need to signal two flashes at the same instant the sun drops over the horizon. That means the twilight. Dr. Sadao was again called by the general, and this time he was to be operated upon. After the general regained consciousness, Dr. Sadao confided in the general that the American had escaped. Now the general realized that he was busy in the issues related to his health, and he had forgotten to send the assassins. So they both keep the secret of Dr. Sadao harboring the enemy, and finally at the end we get to know that Dr. Sadao never got a flash of light, never got a signal, and realized that the prisoner of war had escaped safely.